Hello guys, welcome to this Excel tutorial video series, and in this video we'll be discussing regarding what all topics we're going to cover in this whole course, right? So starting with just the basic sections from this introduction to we'll be starting basically I'm starting from section 2, right? So firstly I'd like to tell you that I've designed this course so that you can start step by step, and you start from the basics, like the really basics. Suppose if you don't know anything about Excel, you can start from the basics, and I've covered every topic inside, and this will surely be really helpful, and I'm very sure you're going to learn a lot in this course. And gradually I've progressed in this course gradually so that you can keep up with the pace and understand new topics, and I hope so you'll like it. So let's just go through this course. Overall, I'll start with the basic overview. That would just be familiarizing yourself with the options, what is the Excel interface, how do you open and close the workbooks, right? And how do you maneuver in Excel, right? Then this ribbon, this is a ribbon, like how to customize this ribbon, and we'll be understanding like working with tabs, and customizing the tabs and the ribbons, right? Then we'll try to understand how do you enter data, and how do you format the data, like the general formatting. Basically we'll discuss the home tab inside it and some other general things, right? Then the most important, like this is a very important topic, cell referencing and addressing, because this is something you would have to know if you're working in Excel, and this would be applied while using formulas, right? And especially when you're copying and dragging down things, then this is the thing that you should should be knowing. So we'll cover this in details, right? And after that I'll tell you about the comments. I'll also tell you about the copy fill, and this is also a very important topic, because this helps you get pro in Excel. This is like simple small fundamentals that will help you out in getting to know what how to actually work with the data. When you have multiple data, then you can go for this, right? uh, Copy and fill, right? So if you have to copy and fill the data, and if you're working in a data entry or something, this is very important. Or if you're working with loads of data, then this thing will help you out. Then we'll try to understand the worksheet views. What are the views and how you can control them? We'll also try to understand the worksheet customization. So the worksheet is, this is the worksheet, right? And this is the workbook. We'll be discussing all of this in the Excel, but yeah, so we'll also understand how do we customize the worksheet, right? After that, we'll move to the logics and functions. So this is the interesting part, because Excel is all about logics and functions, right? So we'll understand every function that is very that is important in Excel, and you'll be using these a lot, right? So I've covered all of these, right? From basic if and nested ifs to and or and if error functions, to the text functions that are like, this is text functions would be really important if you're into data manipulation, right? And if you're working with dates, then this date function video, uh, this topic would be covering everything about dates. So we'll be talking a lot about dates, right? Then we'll all be also be understanding how you can create the complex formulas and using board mass in Excel, right? You'll be using the calculation formulas, like the basic formulas in Excel, right? The count functions, so that you can count the items count. So we'll apply it in different scenarios, so you'll be able to understand how to use these formulas in a real life situation, and you'll come up with you can come up with some instances to use it on your own, right? We'll also be covering the statistical functions that are like the sum ifs, average ifs, count ifs, right? So these are very necessary and very handy, and this is an important topic. It will also be covering the basic math functions. These are not used as much, but it depends. If you have some requirement regarding the data, then these are like fundamentals, which if you know, will help you out a lot, right? And the VLOOKUP function, this is an absolute must, and this is a very important function, because maximum time you would need the data, and that's how you would be able to get the data. Then we'll also talk about the lookup function, which is an easier function of VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, right? So we'll talk about the lookup function as well. So this topic is very important, right? After that, what we will be doing is, we'll be going to the digging deeper into Excel. We'll be covering the privacy, and we will be covering other topics in Excel, right? Like privacy and protection, how you can protect the worksheets, how you can protect the cells, you can log the cells, right? How you can control what other person can see and what other person can edit, right? Then we'll be talking about hyperlinks, creating hyperlinks from Excel to open up different files, right? So we'll be doing that as well. Then after that, we'll be understanding the page layout. So this topic will be helpful for you if you want to work on if you have to print the sheets, if you have to do that kind of work, then we'll be working on page layouts, right? So every bit of it would be covered in page layouts, right? This is also very important topic because in office work this is really necessary, right? So we'll also be understanding sorting and filtering, and sorting and filtering is like making would make your work really easy, right? After that, it's conditional formatting, and this would be a visual representation of the numbers in some way, and this is also important. If you're like into the company, you have to present data in some visual characteristics, so that is how you can do it. The data validation will allow you to control what type of data you should enter inside a cell. So this topic would also be very important. After that, we'll move to the tables and the charts. So firstly, we'll cover up everything about tables, from basics to formatting to everything, and we'll understand everything about the tables. Then we'll also understand about the pivot tables, right? And these are very handy, right? Pivot table is very important because this reduces your work to like uh, it reduces your work to seconds, right? So pivot table, you can get an analytical overview of the data. You can control what goes into the rows, what goes into the columns, right? So that's how you can go for the pivot table. Now after that, we'll also be talking about the charts. So visual representation of about Excel is also very important, especially if you're working in companies. So converting your data into charts and showcasing it is the best way to visualize the data, the growth trends, the progress, right? So that thing can be controlled with the charts, and we'll be covering everything about charts, right? Then we'll also be covering about the macros. So macros is a important function, important topic, because with macros your repeated task reduces. The repeated work you have to do, you just have to do it once, create a macros of it, and after that you can apply it everywhere, so you reduce your repeated tasks. So we'll also be talking about macros. After that, I'll be helping you to create the GST template. So if you want to create the GST template, I'll help you out and I'll tell you how you can create it. We'll go step by step. We'll automate the GST template, we'll design the GST template, and this would be a very fun lecture, right? So this would be also be a very learning lecture, right? So after that, there's the bonus section, and we'll also understand how to we create the drop down list, and I'll also be talking a lot about shortcuts in Excel. So these are the topics that we're going to cover. So I've covered from the basics to the advanced, and like whatever you would require in your job, whatever you would require for your personal growth, or whatever you will require to actually be a pro in Excel, I have covered all these topics, right? And I'll be adding more and more topics, right, with time. So this course wouldn't be a stagnant course. This course will always be growing. So I hope so you're going to enjoy this course. I'm very sure this course is very informative, and you'll love this course, right? You'll actually get to learn a lot, right? No matter which stage you are in, you'll actually learn a lot in this. So I hope to see you in the next video. So thank you for watching this video.